The information provided by the speakers and/or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
Let me hear your voice sing more like you sing. More like. One more time, just sing. More like you. More like you. More like you. Ooh. Put your loving arms over me. I'm standing unworthy. Wash me in your cleansing blood. I'm the one to preach and work miracles. Did you say you don't know me? Put your loving arms over me. Lord, just cover me. Come on, sing. Put your loving arms over me. I'm standing unworthy. Wash me in your cleansing blood. Take away impurity. I don't want to preach. Then you say you don't know me. Put your loving arms over me. Come on, lift him up, buck. Put your loving arms over me. I'm standing unworthy. Sing, wash me in your cleansing blood. Take away impurity. I don't want to preach. I don't want to preach and work miracles. And then you say you don't know me. Put your loving arms over me. Put your loving arms over me. Let's lift your hands right. I'm cold and I am weak. My knees buckle in defeat. Lord, I'm down and bending knees. This burden that I hold, I just can't bear it alone. There's a silent one. Oh, listen, the darkness in this world is a temptation to, come on, sing it. My flesh tastes it sweet, and I am drawn to defeat. But they say I'm anointed, holy, I'm not fit. Put your loving arms over me. I'm standing unworthy. Overflow in this place. Fill our hearts with your love. Your love surrounds us. You're the reason we came to encounter your love. Your love. Come on. Overflow in this place. Overflow in this place. Fill our hearts with your love. Fill our hearts with your love. Your love surrounds us. You're the reason we come. You're the reason we do encounter. To encounter your love. Surrounds us. Go! Come on! Yeah! Come on, one more time! One more time! Overflow in this place! Come on, Shema! Sing! Overflow! Overflow in this place. Fill our hearts with your love. Your love surrounds us. You're the reason we came. You're the reason we came to encounter your love. Surrounds us. Come on, now! Lift your hands right now and worship. Worship the Lord.
We need a movement. Movement is medicine. Sharpens your mind, balances your body, fixes your focus. Elbow your neighbor and tell them you got to bust a move. Dr. King challenged racism in this nation, but realized he couldn't do it sitting behind a pulpit, which is why he sprung into, here it is, the civil rights movement. He marched on Washington. He pulled down the curtain of segregation for the mistreatment in the South to be seen by the entire world. He pushed back against unfair voting laws. He pulled down Supreme Court decisions of division and stood against barking dogs and fire hoses. To be clear, it was not an event, it was a movement. It was protest, legal challenges, civil disobedience, and boycotts, stretching every part of the American body politic all at the same time, because he knew stagnation would be the death of us. I rise this morning because we as a people have become lethargic, sluggish, and sedentary, because we've been sitting so long in comfortability that we no longer feel inclined to make a move. You are in such a rush to go to brunch, to go play golf, to binge watch on Netflix, that making a move is no longer even entertained in your subconscious. ICE in Minneapolis has killed an innocent woman named Renee Macklin Good. And as of this hour, the officer will face no penalty. We're going to have to make a move. An ICE agent threw tear gas in a car full of black children, some of whom are in ICU in this moment. Just this week, one ICE agent has been charged with SAing a detainee because it was the only way he would allow her to get visits. 1,000 more agents are headed to Minneapolis this week. Not even realizing, ladies and gentlemen, that ICE is now the new slave patrol. The Klan no longer wears hoods, they now wear masks. They are no longer volunteers, they're being paid to oppress brown and black people. The budget for ICE must be frozen immediately. If it's in Minneapolis today, it'll be in Marietta tomorrow. If you don't say anything, racism and bigotry will continue to wield its head. But I'm so glad there's some witnesses in the building that understand I cannot sit still when other people are being marginalized. Donald Trump said civil rights has made white men get treated poorly. If they getting treated poorly, then black people are below welfare. They want to go door to door and arrest people with no warrants and no probable cause, and all while he has named himself as the acting president of Venezuela. He's asking Jamaicans and Haitians to self-deport, but has said nothing about illegal Germans and Italians and Swedes because they believe, here it is, that if you are black or brown, you are illegal, but if you are European, then you are permissible. Ladies and gentlemen, the cost of living is skyrocketing. Upcoming elections are being questioned. And military leaders who speak up for accountability are having their pensions being cut. We need a movement. As you'll stand to your feet all over the sanctuary. I want to take a moment en route to the Word of God to give us some redress to what has taken place in the last 72 hours. Historically, early colonial Christians, in an attempt to absolve their conscience, believed that Africans were without a soul. So snatching us out of the womb of the motherland, they believed that they were introducing us to Christianity, when Christianity, in fact, was birthed in Africa, making us a soulless people. They had to rewire their minds that they were saving us. And so the earliest traits or characterizations that they would give to African people were to say that we were not people, but that we were primates, using the caricature of apes as black people. So when President Trump put up a tweet in the middle of the night and dehumanizing the people who were elected to the highest office of this nation twice, and misrepresenting them as apes was beyond a administrative error. It was a dog whistle to racism in America, that even at our best, we are still less than them. The Post remained online for 12 hours. At first, the White House press secretary claimed that it was posted by a staffer. Said that America doesn't even care about it. Kept going. Stayed on for 12 hours, and finally they deleted it. And they deleted it, hear this, with no apology, saying that they were staying 10 toes down on disregard, dishonor, and disrespect. All of us are mindful, even our children who are next door are mindful that there are no apes in the Lion King. And so that was a lie. All of it is an intentional distraction. That if we will argue about Planet of the Apes, we won't focus on pedophiles on the island. Donald Trump did not bring racism, he exposed it. And our gathering today is evidence that we have souls, that we have mind, and more than that, we have God on our side. A lot of preachers across this country are going to try to apologize and make excuses on behalf of the president. But he was asked directly and squarely, are you going to apologize? And he said forthrightly that he would not. Be careful of leaders who don't know how to take ownership and accountability. And you cannot claim to be Christian if you don't know how to articulate repentance. All have sinned and fallen short of his glory, but until you're able to own your shortcoming, you're never able to move past it. And so I want to say in the words of that Negro spiritual, walk together, children, don't you get weary. There's going to be a great camp meeting in the promised land. If you know that God has given you a heart, a soul, and a mind, would you give God glory for it even now? When Paul used the phrase, gird up your loins, he was borrowing the phrase used by commanders in the military, because when soldiers were off duty, their loincloth was loose. They're just hanging out. And so when the commander said, watch this, gird up your loins, he was saying, tighten up. We getting ready to go into battle. And too many of you have become comfortable and have slipped into cruise control. And God told me to tell you, tighten up. You better tighten up. These white MAGA supremacist racists feel like they can do anything right now. Tighten up. They trying to fire us left and right and trying to erase our history and our sacrifice. Tighten up! What you mean you ain't gonna vote because voting don't do nothing? Negro, you not voting helped us get in the place where we are right now. Tighten up! Gotta tighten up because there's a battle that is in front of us. For too long, we have just been the church triumphant and have not been the church militaristic. We just like celebrating and singing and shouting and don't know we in warfare right now. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they're mighty under God for the pulling down of strongholds. Elbow your neighbor and tell him, you better tighten up. You better watch as well as pray. You better tighten up. The enemy trying to destroy your family, trying to destroy your children, trying to make you go crazy. You better tighten up. You just praising God while you in church on Sunday ain't enough. But on Tuesday, on Thursday, when Paul used the phrase, gird up your loins, he was borrowing the phrase used by commanders in the military, because when soldiers were off duty, their loincloth was loose. They're just hanging out. And so when the commander said, watch this, gird up your loins, he was saying, tighten up. We getting ready to go into battle. And too many of you have become comfortable and have slipped into cruise control. And God told me to tell you, tighten up. You better tighten up. These white MAGA supremacist racists feel like they can do anything right now. Tighten up. They trying to fire us left and right and trying to erase our history and our sacrifice. Tighten up! What you mean you ain't gonna vote because voting don't do nothing? Negro, you not voting helped us get in the place where we are right now. Tighten up! Gotta tighten up because there's a battle that is in front of us. For too long, we have just been the church triumphant and have not been the church militaristic. We just like celebrating and singing and shouting and don't know we in warfare right now. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they're mighty under God for the pulling down of strongholds. Elbow your neighbor and tell him, you better tighten up. You better watch as well as pray. You better tighten up. The enemy trying to destroy your family, trying to destroy your children, trying to make you go crazy. You better tighten up. You just praising God while you in church on Sunday ain't enough. But
not everyone who stands beside you stands with you. Some are sent to slow you down. Some are sent to soften your message. And some are sent to make sure you never reach real freedom. Not everyone who stands beside you stands with you. Some are sent to slow you down. Some are sent to soften your message. And some are sent to make sure you never reach real freedom.
I want to start by reading a quote for you that is trending online now. Someone sent it to me and I saw it so many times. I think it's good for us to read this quote. I'm sure when I start to read it, you will be familiar with it. It says, out of hatred for the cockroach, the ants voted for the insecticide. Out of hatred for the cockroach, the ants voted for the insecticide. They all died, big on in the tail, including the housefly that didn't even vote. They all died, including the housefly that didn't even vote. I want to start by reading a quote for you that is trending online now. Someone sent it to me and I saw it so many times. I think it's good for us to read this quote. I'm sure when I start to read it, you will be familiar with it. It says, out of hatred for the cockroach, the ants voted for the insecticide. Out of hatred for the cockroach, the ants voted for the insecticide. They all died, big on in the tail, including the housefly that didn't even vote. They all died, including the housefly that didn't even vote. It says an African proverb, but it could be a Trinidadian and Tobagonian proverb. It is
When my spirit is determined to believe and to overcome life trials that seem to never turn, but still I kneel before you with a praying song. Lord, I come to pray for the strength and the faith that's required. Amen. I pray for my people to not lose their fire. Amen. Oh, I send in prayers for those who suffering in silence. Amen. Grant them wisdom, cures, clarity and guidance. For the young and I pray for the old, cover their minds, Lord, to let them lose control. Though we stand in sin, our transgressions are many. Thank God for the life that He gave me. All you who doubting and losing faith, try to congregate and no time to separate. Look, I'm calling on my prayer warriors in my country. Thank God we leave, we cause I say, I need a blessing. So they won't need a blessing. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. Life is getting harder to manage. Oh yeah. The plan He had for us, it's vanishing because of violence. Lord, my nation in distress. What's it gonna take? We need a rest. It's time that we repent and we confess. All the tired of the bloodshed and rising in numbers. I'm tired to the youth choose the path of plunder. Can't walk the streets in peace is a problem. Father, intervene, please save your children. I pray for them gangs and surrender your soul. You're not fully done, but you're fully in control. Change up your mindset and clean up your community. Thank God for the life that He gave me. All you who doubting and losing faith, try to congregate is the time to separate. I'm calling on my prayer warriors in the country. Some thoughts and they go, oh, need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago, never see it. Let me see it, come on, come on. Trinidad needs a blessing. Tobago needs a blessing. Tobago needs a blessing. Amen. Deception is spreading, it's trending, oh yeah. Greed and lies has surely shaped we faith. Has gone cold, the wicked quoting well. Doubt in a place where hope should dwell. We all have to answer to Him, so knees go bend. In the end, Lord, I pray for the leaders to lead with integrity. Amen. So my people can thrive and provide for the family. Amen. I'm really fed up by the racism, hate, the division. Amen. We all have history here, no matter your religion. Amen. I pray for all them false prophets of mislead your flock. Lord, open the eyes of the sheep that they mock. I pray in your strength and we in solidarity. Thank God for the life that He gave me. So all you who doubting and losing faith, try to congregate and no time to separate. I look in on my prayer warriors. God need a blessing. Let me see it. They gon' need a blessing. They gon' need a blessing. Come on. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Amen. With you we walking through the fire. Amen. To make it we must stand together. Amen. To be save our communities. Amen. Enjoy the life that I gave we. Amen. You are a feeling to be whole. Guide all straying souls. Amen. Who God bless, no man curse. Speak it in the universe. I say God bless protection and wrong way. Amen. So the devil can't touch me. Amen. Remove evil mind and jealousy. Amen. Keep me away from them zombie. Amen. I feel a joy in my soul. Amen. Cause He always in control. Amen. The only way that I know. Whoa, make a joyful noise. Spin a park. Trinidad need a blessing. Tobago need a blessing. Tobago. on the rock. Yeah. Red, white, and black, sitting at the altar. Trinidad, center yourself. Center yourself. I love you. Amen. Put your hands in the air. Put your hands in the air. Amen. Amen. Trinidad need a blessing. Center yourself.
Stop your bow, Mr. Fiddler. Whoa, hi. Also, the speech band say when them ready to let go blows on them politicians and them. Well, the true Calypsonian is the same way. They're not afraid to hold power to account with pecan and lacquery, because that is the people way. So on this next episode of Underground News, we take you to a special report by a man who is a speech band all on his own, who have more talks and volume than an all Nokia phone. Our chief presenter, Mr. Chuck Gordon, is on the ground and ready to bust the man. As they say in speech band, drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler.
Skin up back. Drag your bow, Mr. Fiddler. I have a story for you. I said I have a story for you. I have a story for you. Oh, you like that, eh? From the time you hear la courée, you're dead. From the time you hear la courée, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Cause all you to move along. Ooh.
Yeah.
All you to move along. Ah. Once you hear he say, she say, you're pulling up like DJ. You wanna hear the story in all its glory. I some man don't like to disappoint, plus a Calypsonian anointed to tell you the truth. Well, here's the inside scoop. The last election was the strangest yet alive. A young PM get a kobo sweat. When they done adding up the polls, Lord, they appoint 173 years old. One to them, boy. Ha! Celebration will got start to knock. People pass out, can't do the work. 2 days past the leader can't sit. But a rat say white all unfit. When the man bust, what? When the man bust, what you say? When the man bust, huh? You either laugh, cry or cuss. I say bust. When the man bust, when the man bust, real grey goose pass. Bacchanal is a must. From the time you hear la courée, what you say? From the time you hear la courée, you day. Cause all you to move along. What you now? All you to move along. Once you hear Kankatang, you're pulling up like a wagon. You wanna hear the story like hot polori. I ain't afraid to give you the talk. Kind Sonia, let's walk the walk and say what we mean.
Well, here the scene for in the military touchdown. Ha! Oh, well, was panic all over town. Ha! Alexander couldn't quell with fears, no, ha! Cause he don't know months from years. Alive. Radar set up all in Bago. They say it helped them find drugs for soap, but they couldn't find the owner, no, cause it had too much mosquito. When the mark bust, when the mark bust, where say, when the mark bust, skin up back. You either laugh, cry or cuss, I say bust, bust. When the mark bust, when the mark bust. Can I hear my chorus, please? Bacchanal. From the time you hear la courée, from the time you hear la courée, cause all you to move along, all you to move along. You wanna hear about Kizel, how she had not well, about Alexander and how he need altar. And if Benjamin like little children, you wanna hear how Kamala turn big warmonger, cause all you to move along, move along. What you say? Move along, move along. All you to move along, move along. You wanna hear how Gypsy run from NCC. You wanna hear the ting tang about voice note folly, how it have no crime plan from the UNC. The zones of special operation was another SOE, cause all you to move along, move along, yeah. Move along, move along. All you to move along, move along, move along. From the time you hear la courée, from the time you hear la courée, watch all in that, cause all you to so take a wine now, so take a wine now. Hold on, somebody said Tory time, Tory time. Now while I just the Calypsonian holding up the mirror to the society, right? I just reflecting what all you want to say. But all you move along, but guess what? I move along too. So guess what? My next chorus, you're not there again. You're done here ready for the bacchanal. So we saying we day. All ready? Shh. From the time you hear la courée, from the time you hear la courée, we day we sing now. Cause all you to move along, move along. You to move along, move along. All you to move along, move along. Whether overseas or home, is news in your head like home. Though you could vex, you still will hear what's next. Kamala call we a lawless dump. Huh. Since she end up in bed with Donald Trump. Alive. Peace in the region get disturbed. Huh. Since she kick Carrie come to the curb. Listen. Helicopter and shipping we place. They even lock down we own airspace. US invade Venice soil, not for drugs but for oil. When the mark bust, when the mark bust, what you say? When the mark bust, what you gonna do? You either laugh, cry or cuss, I say bust, bust. When the mark bust, when the mark bust. Bacchanal is a must from the time you hear la courée, we there. From the time you hear la courée, we there. Cause all you to move it, you to move it, all you to. Shh. You wanna hear how Orlando Octave turn UNC slave? How the police putting innocent people in grave? How the panorama budget gets shaved? How we have big pitch lake and roads still can't pave? Cause all you to move it on, move it on, move it on, move it on. All you to. From the time you hear la courée, we there. From the time you hear la courée, we there. Give me one more wine. Cause all you to move it on, move it on. Go on, skin up back. I love you. Move it on, move it on, move it on, move it on.
Wow, wow, wow. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening for locking on. Thank you for locking on to Constructive Talk. And yes, I just played Mr. Chuck Gordon, Calypso, and it is the talk of the tongue that people believe that Chucky should have been one of the persons in the lineup for Savannah. That is how people feel. People believe that Mr. Chuck Gordon should have been one of the finalists in the Savannah. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. We're going to hear your feelings, how you feel about it. We're going to take some calls on it. But before I do that, let me say thank you again to those of you joining me on YouTube. Say thank you very much. Remember, you can share the link. All right. Somebody say he tell no lie. Somebody said yes. Do you believe that Chucky should have been in the Savannah? That is my opening question to you, and you could put your answer in the chat. Right? You can put your answers in the chat, yes or no. So we're doing our survey this evening where we're asking you, the viewers and listeners, to Constructive Talk. If we're lucky enough, we might be able to get Mr. Chucky on the phone line. Yep, if we're lucky enough, we might just get Mr. Chuck Gordon on the phone line. So what I want you to tell me is, do you believe that Mr. Chuck Gordon, you just saw his performance there, and do you think that Chuck Gordon should have been in the finals, yes or no? Yes or no? So you can type your response in a short bit. We're going to take your calls, but let's do this. So take a listen to this, and then we're going to come back. I'm going to take some of your calls. All right?
Controversy has erupted following the results of Calypso Fiesta 2026 after several Calypsonians known for their strong political commentary failed to advance to the grand final. 11 performers will compete at the Marche Gras, but there have been accusations about unfair judging and political Calypso being sidelined despite its historic role as the voice of the people. Calypso scholar Omari Ashby says clarity is needed on Tuco's claim that they are apolitical. He says if Tuco is not a supporter of any political party, that is fair. But banning political commentary goes against the very foundation of the art form.
The Calypso art form without political commentary is a direct kind of attack on the foundation of the Calypso, right? Calypso has always been about at its very foundation. Calypso will tell you Calypso is a song of praise, Calypso is a song of shame, Calypso is a song of telling the history, Calypso is a song of protest, and so you must include all of those things.
CNC3 News spoke with opposition leader Penelope Beckles at Calypso Fiesta yesterday ahead of the announcement of results. Beckles said complaints about Calypso judging are a recurring feature of the competition.
Every year when there's carnival, you would always have some people who don't agree with who has been selected, and so that is part of the carnival. As I cannot say that the judges actually did that. I don't know. I have not seen any score sheet, so I do not know. For example, you normally have the criteria, whether it's be the lyrics, whether it's the content, whether it's the performance. But some people clearly liked a number of Calypsos which did not get into the semi-finals this year.
Among the finalists are Young Brother, Freetown Collective's Mohamed Muakil, and former Monarchs Terry Lyons and Kareen Ashi.
Yep, so you just heard it. You just heard it there. All right, you just heard for yourself what's happening and how people feel. All right, how do you feel about it? How do you feel about it? So what I want to do, what I may just do is, let's see if I can do this. All right. Oh yeah. You know, it's not easy, you know. Not easy at all. Not easy at all. All right. So, what we will do, let's do this. All right, so I'm going to do this while I look at your response on YouTube. We're going to do this. All right. Hello, good evening.
Evening.
How are you, my brother?
Licking my wounds, brother. Licking my wounds.
Hey, I am shocked to know. So Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension the world, I have on the phone line Mr. Chuck Gordon. Right? Chucky. So he is on with me, and we're just gonna chat a little bit. You hear him saying for himself, he's licking his wounds. So talk to me, sir.
Yeah, man.
I must say, I first to begin, let me congratulate you on an excellent. You executed well, man.
Yeah, man. Everything went according to plan.
Right.
In the spiritual realm, I would say I felt like I was in manifestation on the stage, man.
Okay.
Yeah, there was an absolute flow from the musicians to the performers on stage to the response of the audience. Yeah. So, I mean, I was expecting to be in the finals, literally based on the performance, based on my understanding of Calypso, my experience in the art form, observing other performers. I say, all right, yeah, I did enough, did more than enough.
Right.
No, so.
Right, but
looking at the score sheets, there are some grave discrepancies that leave a lot of question and kind of leaves a sour taste in my mouth and in the mouth of many.
But let me ask you this, though, my brother, because you know we talk from time to time, and people don't know how good we are, but we good, we real good.
Yeah, for sure.
I just wanted for you to give a little clarity on something here. So I looked at your score sheet, and I am like, but clearly there is. I'm wondering what would have prevented you from not being in the finals? Because somebody was saying to me, I was talking to a friend of mine that he's a judge, but he didn't judge semifinals, but he has been a judge for years, and he said to me, for the first thing I told him was, I said, hey, the crowd response was wow. He said, hey, forget that.
Yeah.
He said, forget that.
I can't forget that, Google, because if you look at the score sheet and the criteria outlined, crowd engagement is one of the sub-criteria. Your ability to engage the crowd, which in some essence intimidate the crowd response. So you can't forget that.
Right.
They have put it directly in the criteria.
Well then, Chucky, something wrong, you know. You are the only if you be honest and straightforward here, which we are being honest, to me you are the only one who really moved the crowd.
Yeah. I saw that, I felt that. Yeah, and the people reflected that as well.
When you finish, Rachel Price had to be telling the crowd, hey, only when make me lose my $2, you know. Because they thought that they could have get you to come back and do an encore. And Rachel had to tell him, only no, let's be showing love for every Calypsonian here, and Rachel had to give them a whole lecture before she bring on the other artists.
Yeah, yep.
So something is wrong. Something is wrong. So that leads to my next question, and people are asking, and I'm just going to be straightforward and ask you it. people are saying that they don't want these hard-hitting calypsos that speaks on the governance style right now in Trinidad and Tobago. You heard it? Hello?
I missed the question.
All right, let me repeat the question. People are saying, based on what they are seeing and what they are hearing, there are concerns that people are wondering if they don't want these calypsos that hold the government accountable in competitions.
Well, I mean, based on the trend from semi-finals to finals, I don't think there's a question. Google is abundantly clear. I mean, from Queen Victoria to Mr. Shaq in the preliminary, who had really strong performances, to the semi-finalist Devon Till. I mean, Dwayne O'Connor's song, for me, is one of the strongest songs for the season in terms of the satire, the wit, the melodic construction, the danceability. So for me, it's not a question. It's instantly obvious.
What is the Calypsonian? What is the redress? What can Calypsonians do to address this?
Yeah. The issue with taking legal action is simply this. And if there is foul play afoot, and if there is plant and an intention to undermine the Calypsonian, the persons behind it will know that in the competition, you subject yourself to judging, and judging is art, and art is based on interpretation. So, although we may know it is obvious, there's little that you could do in terms of proving it in the court of law unless there is some gross infraction where the judging and the scoring is concerned in terms of scratching off numbers, and because I think Dwayne O'Connor was able to win on that account some years ago. But in this instance, there's very little that we can do. The most we can do, what is happening now, let people be aware, put pressure on the organization to do better, and for the Calypsonians like myself to sharpen our pen and keep the work going. But I think it is critical for the people to continue the conversation. It is critical for the people to get active in the organization. It is critical for the people to become members. You don't have to be a Calypsonian to be a member, contrary to popular belief. Get involved in the organization, make your vote count. That's the only recourse we have outside of legal action.
You know, I hear you. Wow. This is my thinking of why I wouldn't advise any of you to go legal. My reasoning would have been based on what we're seeing, as you said, happening. You don't want to be victimized for the next 4 years.
Yeah.
You do want they will mark you. They will say you're a troublemaker. If you don't get picked, you will go into the courthouse. So here what? Don't even consider.
Yeah, agreed.
So I hear you, and I'm still in shock, you know, my brother.
Yeah. I look at my rooms where I feel like and it's not about sour grapes and feeling that I have the right to be in the final, because I've been singing since the age of 7, 31 years now, and I'm accustomed to losing. I'm accustomed to not getting in. Sometimes they win. It's not about that. It's about, if you are judging a competition, there's criteria, and I know to myself the performance that I put out filled all the criteria. Google and your listeners, I was high up in the preliminaries from the judging in the 10th. I came 4th. And I know that my performance at the semi-finals exceeded the preliminary performance.
Well, here I was there for the opening night when you got about how much encore? 6?
It was about 5.
Nice, 6.
Good. Yeah. For me, I mean, I ain't going to hold any punches. It's blatant, and it's quite obvious. So if I see, You have two people who can mark it down to that extent. I don't want to impute improper motives, but it's obvious, right? It's obvious. Let me just leave it at that.
Wow, boy! But look at what our Calypso has reached to, boy.
Yeah. So it's up to the people. It's up to your listeners. It's up to the people. All the people who are crying out, they have to get involved, because the only weapon that we have in this period against was the term that people use as a brooming this dictatorship, I believe is the term. The only weapon and defense is our music, our Calypso, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the only defense we have at this time. So people are to get involved. You do not have to be a Calypsonian to be a member of FUCO. Get involved.
Wow.
It's as simple as going and register, attending meetings, making your vote count.
Well, hear this now. I want to invite you on live. You know, we have a better synergy when we touch down, when we see each other, when we you know, when we have that kind of interaction with each other. And I know that because it's the phone and we're a little restricted but I want to tell you publicly, you know, I appreciate you and I appreciate your craft, your work, and you are one of the few Calypsonians who try to bring the art form into a space where young people could appreciate it and young people could be drawn to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's sad. I'm telling you, it is.
So many messages from somebody younger person say that the first time they come Skinner Park in the entire life was to come and see me perform that song.
Wow. But I've exited here. And I've exited here still because I ain't got a jersey. I see people with jerseys on.
That is not me. It's the people do that. I had nothing to do with that.
I do believe that.
I was totally surprised.
I do believe that.
No, I'm telling you, I was so shocked when I started up in the crowd and this group of people just coming towards me singing move along and they had the t-shirts on. Totally, I was moved to tears almost.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how those people are feeling right now.
Oh yeah. The messages have been coming in, boy. The messages have been coming in.
Wow.
So I appreciate the outpouring of support.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to see the silver lining, and the silver lining is people appreciate the effort, and that's the heart I could take from this experience.
I hear you. Well, my brother, I want to thank you for taking my call. I know that you are at the tent tonight, right?
No, resting tonight. Tomorrow we at Tamparama doing a guest performance at the finals, and then the 10th Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, again, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for taking my call, and I want to say to you, you know what I mean, please continue the work. And if you read some of the messages that people are sending on YouTube, you'll see where people are saying that we are proud of you and they love your maturity and stuff like that. So, my brother, just keep up the good work and do what you have to do to keep the art form alive, because you see what people are trying to do to the art form.
Yeah. Our weapon is our music. Just as it was when the art form and the Calypso and the spirit of the consciousness was initiated through our ancestors. It is the same thing now as it was then.
And the oppressors try to hush it up, boy.
Yeah, it's the same thing. The more things change, the more they remain the same.
Yep, the oppressors try to hush the voice. And look what's happening today. We're seeing the same thing happening. You see, when people don't learn from their mistakes the first time, they're doomed to repeat it, my brother.
Yeah. But they're only serving to galvanize the people and galvanize the Calypso. So everything has to balance itself in equal measure.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
Yes,
so we will talk, my brother.
Give thanks to the space and the hearing, man.
You're welcome, man.
And I'm listening on to the rest of the program.
Thank you very much, sir.
Take care, buddy.
Yeah, man.
And all the listeners are Constructive Talk. Love in the house.
Love in the house. All right. So
yes,
you'll just heard.
them.
Yeah.
It's the vibes.
It's the vibes. Yo, brother. Thanks, man. So you all just heard it. I just had on the phone line my brother, Chucky. So Chuck Gordon. And yeah, how he feels. And you are viewing. You all are stating how you all are feeling about it. All right. And I have another call to make. You know. Yeah, I have another call to make. Let's see if I can make this call. All right. But in the meanwhile, Trinidad and Tobago, we need to wake up. Some of us are still sleeping. Some of us really sleeping, and I will tell you all the experience I had today. And I'll tell you all how I know that some of us are sleeping. All right. So let's do this. All right. All right. So trying to get somebody else on the phone line. Let's see. Hello. Good evening.
Hi. Good night.
Hi. Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
I am great, blessed. How are you?
You in Maruga?
Yeah, sleeping comfortably, yeah.
Well, you hold your hand a minute there. Hold on there. Let me believe what I have on the phone line here. Trinidad and Tobago, if only know who I have on the phone line here. But just now, they hold on their hand.
Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale. Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale.
All you good, yes?
I was lying with some old men before the election, and well, I was amazed of their discussion. They were discussing the election of 2025, how Africans were selling cheap and UNC buying dead or alive. One old man shout out, fellas, give me your attention. UNC can't win by themselves, no election. You see, they're sitting and they're planning to make a decision. So she called out Shilaga, who the old FIFA wanted man. She said, call the trade union, let we start negotiations. And we could call out a big sale and we go buy out some Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Sing the thing. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She don't have all she chance and she the honor rhymes. No, what she need is some slave names, man, some big strong Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad.
Them viewers and them like too much of bacalal. These people like too much of drama. Let's constructive talking though. Yes, Trinidad and Tobago and by extension the world I have on the phone line. The lady who this lady people will never forget. Will never forget.
Oh Lord.
And the love, the love and the outpouring love for you is unspeakable. It's unspeakable.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this.
It is.
People have an aunt. If I start my program, before I end the program, I have to play the song. In the middle of the program, I have to play the song. During the program, I have to play the song. I don't understand. Like this song might make road march.
Oh my gosh. Oh Lord.
So Trinidad and Tobago.
Actually my friend told me and he told me that. He said, if you had only registered the song as road march. it's amazing. It's amazing.
I don't feel it too late. It's too late?
It's late. Registration closed.
Okay, you're lucky. Somebody saying play my song. If you see it on the chat here, somebody say I love I love that song. Somebody say play my song. Somebody say what? Somebody say good night to you. What is this? So you light up
I love you guys so much, and I just want to say thank you. I know the time gonna come when I could get the time to say thank you and I love you and all of that. But let me allow Pastor Google to do his thing. Go ahead.
So, Mom, so you're seeing what's happening in the Calypso fraternity right now. People were upset about what happened with you, right? There's some people who were saying that they can't understand it. They can't understand how you was not in Skinner's Park. And I just came on the phone with Chucky. Chucky was licking his wounds, but he take my call because he said Google is you. And I would take an interview from you, but he not really talking much to anybody, and he's still licking his wounds.
Yes.
I know you were licking your wounds because we spoke, and I asked you to do an interview. He said, "Nah, I ain't ready for no interview yet. Nah, I still hurting." But how do you?
Yes, I was in total depression in terms of first time in history being muzzled.
Wow.
During the time in 2010, I was able to get through that entire 5 years singing I Made the March consecutively, without anyone muzzling me and telling me that, I can't do a political song or, it's harsh, I'm not supposed to, it's racist, whatever the case may be. But this year it hurt so much. I cried like crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It hurt a lot.
So
because,
the first song that people remember, I could remember in 2010 coming down is when you sing the song about Jack Warner. Jack, I Love You.
Well, the first Dimash I would have made, I sang 30 pieces of silver.
Oh gosh, he was always a controversy person.
Yes, say it, yes. Yes, I would have sang 30 pieces of silver. Then I went on to Political Love Affair, that what you all would know as Jack Come Home.
Right.
Then I sang a song about venting. All of these songs would have gone to Dimash Graham.
Okay.
Yes, I did No Money in the Treasury. All these songs I would have done political calypsos 5 years in a row. And there were no controversies at all. But then we have 2026.
Yep. My question to you is, who wrote this song?
My father, Victor Cooper.
Okay.
He has been writing for me since a child, Junior Monarch.
Right. Right. And musical arrangement?
Well, this production was done by Julio Production. Julian Nelson. He is located in Indian Walk.
Okay.
So, yes.
So he take pride and joy in doing that, boy.
My people from my home to do my music,
What? He take pride and joy in doing that from Indian Walk.
Yeah, well, I've been working with Julio since a child. We grew up together, and he would have produced for Blacks, which is Black Stars.
Okay.
So he's a very, very good producer.
Okay. All right. Interesting. So his studio is in Indian Walk.
Yes.
Interesting. That's interesting. I would like to meet that young man sometime.
Yeah.
I would really like to meet that young man. So tell me. So now that all right. So we have reached the point now where the March guys on Sunday. You see what happened to some of your fellow Calypsonians. So clearly we can see where persons are saying that, hey, this thing is a muzzle. They are trying to shut up the Calypsonian, who is the voice of the people.
Yeah.
You know, they said that the Calypsonians is the voice of the people. And
Yes.
how do you feel about that though?
It is sad. I felt really sad because I was there in the park on Saturday. And yes. I wasn't going, but then I got a call saying there are people over here with their t-shirts, their placards, they are waiting for you. You need to come down.
Okay.
So I got dressed and I went down in the park.
Right.
I cried like a baby again all over with the outpouring love. But back to your question, while I was there and looking on, for instance, Chucky's performance, Devontae's performance, I looked at them and I said, beautiful. But for some reason, I felt as though they were going to be next. That is how I felt. And when I remembered hearing the results right in the park.
Yeah,
and
they said it out.
Usually they would call the results from alphabetical order. And when they started from T, I said, oh boy. And I started to walk and make my entrance, my exit out of the park while the results were happening, because I was like, what is this? What is this? So it hurt me a lot to know that I felt as though I was a victim of whatever was happening, and then to see my colleagues as well being victims of it as well. So it's hurtful, but then the question remains, how do we deal with this? How do we go? Where do we go from here?
That's an interesting. I would have asked Chucky that question a while ago, and he said that this is where you have to hold the authorities or the person telling people to join the movement, be a part of Tuco. He said they don't have to be a Calypsonian to join the organization. No, so he was urging persons to join the organization and start to hold the persons accountable, because clearly this is not a nice road we are on,
No, it's not. It's very hurtful, because people would have been spending a lot of money over the years producing. A production range from 6,000 to 9,000. Sometimes it goes over. And when you fall victim to these sorts of things, it's hurtful because money would have been lost.
Wow.
So it's hurtful, and especially for me, I felt as though I didn't get a chance. So the hurt is there. But we, the members of the organization, we need to rally together and decide where we go from here.
Somebody is saying that, it's time that Calypsonians develop their own competition. But I think that Tuco is not a government competition. It is Calypsonians.
Yes, and then Tuco is supposed to be the union.
Oh, okay. Talk to me. Because what are you in Tuco though?
I am the vice chairperson for Tuco South Central, and I'm also a general council member.
Right.
Yes.
So tell us, you just said something to us there that just opened up my eyes. Yes. Because there are some people who believe that Tuco is so explain that to us. Tuco is supposed to be the union standing up for Calypsonians in the midst of Right. So just like how PSA and OWTU are unions, TUCO supposed to be somewhat like that. So when now you're seeing that your members are being victimized, but then when the union telling you can't, apparently the union, I don't know if it's true, but I'm hearing people saying that TUCO saying that they're trying to get away from the political calypsos.
Well, I would have heard that as well. But the thing is, we can't stop history. There's no way back. And to come now, I know as time go by, things would change, we would evolve. But we can't say that. And hearing that, it's disturbing to me because this is not what it is, right? But what I can say, TUCO is supposed to be the union. They are supposed to fight for us.
Right.
Maybe a new government coming into power and they have their, they have their demands and they want their stuff to happen in their way. TUCO is supposed to stand for the Californians.
Right.
And I don't know, to be honest, I didn't see that happen for me. I truly didn't see that happen for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's really now comes down to, as you said, what the union stands for. Is the union standing for the workers, which is the Calypsonians, or is it that the union is standing for the government? Or the people who pay the people, because if it's heavily subsidized by the government, just like a public servant is working for the government, right? Because a union stands up for the workers of an industry.
Correct.
And if you're saying to me, all right, if you're saying to me that, hey, this union is now telling you, all right, you used to do it so for years. This is the first time a union ever telling workers, here what's going on now. Only did it so for years, but you had to change that now. You had to leave out that. You had to do it differently.
I disagree with that totally. Because I honestly prefer not to sing than to sing be forced to sing a social commentary or a nation building. I am loved for singing my political commentary.
People are saying on the chat, people are saying on the chat, is it that the unions, the TUCO union was bought out? It appears that way.
This is another question. I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. But again, this is what I've been hearing on the ground as well, and this is what it seems to a lot of people. So I don't know what happened during this time. I don't know what's happening, but we need to get to the bottom of it. And for some Californians,
under the last government, were you all muffled like this?
No. I heard songs bashing the government and nobody said anything. Nobody said anything, to be honest. So this is our first time thing for us. First time. And I'm saying this even in 2010. Even in 2010, we didn't have this.
Even in 2010, this wasn't happening.
No.
Wow.
So I don't know who's influencing this. I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know if we have some persons who are a little ticklish. In this time, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really hard. It's a difficult time for me and a lot of my colleagues in the fraternity, because it would be something that we would have never experienced this before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. So tell me, could we expect you to? Could we expect a song from you next year, please? Well, yeah, next year.
You know, I think we both spoke about this, and I said, yeah, I wouldn't do it. But then, to me, I am bigger than the art form.
Yes,
I am bigger than the competition.
Yes.
I'm an entertainer, and I have to look beyond competition, and I have to look that there are a group of people looking at me, and they want to see me. They enjoy my music, they enjoy my performances. So definitely, you all will or would be seeing me on stage again for 2027.
Well, you know, for 2027, people are going to be, once you come hard hitting, you know that you're going to have people are going. I can tell you straight up, you're going to have they're going to have a fallout, because there are persons who are going to say they're not going to skin us back. And there are people who are already starting to protest by saying that if this is what is going to be happening for Calypso going forward, people have already made that. People are already stating that they're going to stay home.
I can't blame them, but I'm not telling anyone that I would be competing. I would release music,
Okay.
I would release. I'm not sure about competition. It's still something up for decision, and but I would perform, because I didn't you see that love that I saw in Skinner.
Yeah, talk to me.
Wow. Oh my God. I cried. I walked through the audience there and I was crying. I had the support of my husband, my sister, and another friend. And they were all in tears because I was crying as well. Wow. Almost every 30 seconds that I walked in the park, I met somebody either with a t-shirt or with a placard. Wow. And this is when I realized, Vicky, this, you are bigger than this. And you have people that truly love you and appreciate you.
Yep.
So right now, I just want to take the opportunity to thank each and every person that would have advocated for me during my time of demise, during my time of unfairness. I just want to say thank you, and I love you all. I appreciate you. As long as there is breath in my body, I would continue to sing for you and bring that beautiful music for you to enjoy. I love you.
So, well, you see, you are sure you know the persons who are going up or who are contesting on Sunday coming. What are your advice to them?
Do your best. We would have experienced some stuff from prelims to semifinals, so now is not the time to focus on what would have been in the past. But you are already in the competition. You were chosen. So do your best. And whatever is the outcome, just know that we love you all and that you will appreciate it somehow or the other. That's all I can say. Nothing more.
Wow. Well, let me thank you very much for taking my call. I know it was a last-minute call, and you were willing to come in and chat with with Trinidad and Tobago and by extension the world.
Mind you, I was doing a project for the time.
Oh gosh, and I pull you away. Go ahead and finish, Miss Lady. Go ahead. Let me do. I want to thank you very much for taking my call, and
no problem.
We're gonna keep in contact.
Yes, definitely.
All right. So thanks
All
again,
right.
and we will talk.
Blessings, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Is Big Sail. The name of the singer, Queen Victoria.
Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale. Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale.
All you good, yes? I was lying with some old men before the election, and well, I was amazed of their discussion. They were discussing the election of 2025, how Africans were selling cheap and UNC buying dead or alive. One old man shout out, fellas, give me your attention. UNC can't win by themselves, no election. You see, they're sitting and they're planning to make a decision. So she called out Shilaga, who the old FIFA wanted man. She said, call the trade union, let we start negotiations. And we could call out a big sale and we go buy out some Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Sing the thing. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She don't have all she chance and she the honor rhymes. No, what she need is some slave names, man, some big strong Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Oh, somebody pinch me. Hey, UNC sitting and they're waiting patiently. With about 16 safe seats, they don't win that already. The woman said, I have my people and they are born UNCs. Now all I need is some Africans who got their names out of slavery. She said that she hear they're really selling cheap, and she could buy them very cheap, 500 and a jersey. A lot of people will cry when she's finished with CPEP, because she is not holding back 10 p.m. have nothing to get. She said it's party before country, all you never forget. She will care for her people and she have no blasted regrets. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She buying Africans for sale, for sale. Listen, we buying Africans. She said we like crab in a barrel. We pulling each other down. But I want their votes, so I jam them the winning song. And all they know it. Africans when you UNC wins, everybody wins. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Hi, who called me? I want this verse slow, right? Black minds in Tobago, she's working on them with ease, but she's not afraid because monkeys say cool breeze. She said the last time she was easy, this time there is no room for mistakes, cause when she's done with Tobago, it's either they make or break. She has her eyes on Maruga, especially Samuel Cooper. They got a lot of P&M houses, but none of them can remember. She's buying some in 6 Company because they're nice, they're bad and they're trim. Their ancestors came from Africa and all of them is Americans. She passed through 5th Company and she bounced up Madingo. Well, boy, she makes she name cause she gets Africans for Africans for sale, we buying Africans. Kill them. Africans for sale, listen this. We buying Africans. Doc Faisabad was pretty serious with her in the cemetery. He said I'm waiting for refinery point. That man had to be crazy. What? Africans for sale, we buying good or bad. Africans for sale, Tobago and Trinidad. I never meet too commercial man so. She said my people are loyal, they don't vote for other parties. But them P&M people just show them some money, staggered roti. She said I have my safe seats in the safe hands of Caroni. She go on to St. Couva, straight down to see Paris. She said I love my people, for 10 years we out in the rain. But when I get back in there, things will never be the same. To all of my people, you must get your rightful place. And I don't care who's sitting there and think I am talking race. You all know what's hurting me. You see that, Dr. Rowley? We don't hide up all we money. The damn man change the currency. Hey! Africans for sale, hey, hey, hey. Buying Africans. Kill them. Africans for sale, we buying Africans. They bought out PSA. They got them for 10%. Now they could beat the chest and laugh because they know it's money well spent. All your love, all your Africans for sale, we buying good or bad. Africans for sale, Tobago and Trinidad. Africans for sale, we buying Africans. Africans for sale, we buying Africans. Africans for sale, we buying Africans. Africans for sale, we buying Africans.
All that make me realize that we really have some real hardcore Calypso lovers and defenders. Because just so out of the blue, this pissing-tail pipsqueak little boy decide to jump out from wherever and decide he go call my name. Now here I was saying to you, I don't afraid Picong, you know, but at least be real, at least be honest. And I want to thank all not just for defending me, you know, for defending the truth of Calypso, because when the song come out, I see all you drag that on social media through the mud, all you drag it on the radio, all you drag it in the road. But you know what I'm saying? He ain't no better. He F.A. So he F.O. But I want to tell you this, he's not the only culprit, he's the least of the culprits. Because behind him, they have a politically paid and compromised producer who do the song. A producer who I work with. And he know what lies they're going and sing, so he should have lead the young boy better, but money does make you forget yourself. And then it have a politically paid and compromised ghostwriter behind the scene too. And first you know he on folly, he didn't even want to put his real name or his real sobriquet to the song. He make up a name, Lyndon Roberts, and put it on the song. But I know all these are intelligent bunch of people, so when all you done, do all your research and figure out who Lyndon Roberts really is. All you gonna know. But you see the Calypso guy low. You don't hide your stick to hit a man. We don't respect that in the Calypso guy. If I want to pelt a boy, I have enough skill to write it for myself. But even if I write it for somebody else, I'm brave and honest enough to put my real name behind it. I ain't making up no fake name to hide. That is not the actions of a real Calypso boy man. It It is certainly not the actions of a real Calypso Bajan. You might be a bad Jane or a bad Jenny, but you ain't no Bajan. But just remember, I didn't send and call them, eh? We going in the verse, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, verse low. It pains me to look at my Calypso fraternity and see how much faking frauds in there presently. Veterans and rookies alike with no integrity. Once the money right, they'll sell their credibility. To them, Calypso is a game, a money grab with no shame. But my name and track record, they could never defame. So that pissing tail dunce little joke try to discredit my work, but for UNC money, he'll bend down and twerk. He, Kenny and Kurt, hypocrites, talking about my jaw lock when 3 of them feeding on Grey Goose granny tutters. Well, the that Orlando will sell his soul to sing in any octave except the truth, songing like bootleg Lady Gypsy, you friggin' musical prostitute. I ain't finished. Look, the producer Mr. Philip and the ghostwriting pretend Bajan crocodile we for yellow money, them is lick bottom African. I said they FA, well tonight they go FO. You see cause they ever wrong without doubt. Them 3 brown tongues sell out. What in cold yellow bam bam stick up in their mouth. Sing it for them. Let Kenny hear you. Tell Kurt and Orlando that is. Tell them that is the Orlando Kurt and Kenny gone whack for political money. Them can't talk to me. All that make me realize that we really have some real hardcore Calypso lovers and defenders. Because just so out of the blue, this pissing tail pipsqueak little boy decide to jump out from wherever and decide he go call my name. Now here I was saying to you, I don't afraid Picong, you know, but at least be real, at least be honest. And I want to thank all not just for defending me, you know, for defending the truth of Calypso, because when the song come out, I see all you drag that on social media through the mud, all you drag it on the radio, all you drag it in the road. But you know what I'm saying? He ain't no better. He FA, so he FO. But I want to tell you this, he's not the only culprit, he's the least of the culprits. Because behind him, they have a politically paid and compromised producer who do the song. A producer who I work with, and he know what lies they're going and sing, so he should have lead the young boy better, but money does make you forget yourself. And then it have a politically paid and compromised ghostwriter behind the scene too. And first you know he on folly, he didn't even want to put his real name or his real sobriquet to the song. He make up a name, Lyndon Roberts, and put it on the song. But I know all these are intelligent bunch of people, so when all you done, do all your research and figure out who Lyndon Roberts really is. All you gonna know. But you see the Calypso guy low. You don't hide your stick to hit a man. We don't respect that in the Calypso guy. If I want to pelt a boy, I have enough skill to write it for myself. But even if I write it for somebody else, I'm brave and honest enough to put my real name behind it. I ain't making up no fake name to hide. That is not the actions of a real Calypso boy man. It is certainly not the actions of a real Calypso Bajan. You might be a bad Jane or a bad Jenny, but you ain't no Bajan. But just remember, I didn't send and call them, eh? We're going in the verse, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, verse. Low. It pains me to look at my Calypso fraternity and see how much faking frauds in there presently. Veterans and rookies alike with no integrity. Once the money right, they'll sell their credibility. To them, Calypso is a game, a money grab with no shame. But my name and track record, they could never defame. So, that pissing tail dunce little joke try to discredit my work. But for UNC money, he'll bend down and twerk. He, Kenny and Kurt, hypocrites, talking about my jaw lock when 3 of them feeding on Grey Goose granny tutters. Well, the that Orlando will sell his soul to sing in any octave except the truth, songing like bootleg Lady Gypsy, you friggin' musical prostitute. I ain't finished. Look, the producer Mr. Philip and the ghostwriting pretend Bajan Crocotel we for yellow money, them is lick bottom African. I said the FA, well tonight they go FO. You see cause the FA wrong without doubt. Them 3 brown tongues sell out. What in code yellow bam bam, stick up in their mouth, sing it for them. Let Kenny hear you. Tell Kurt and Orlando that is. Tell them that is the Orlando Kurt and Kenny gon' whack, 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 whack for political money. Them can't talk to me.
Well, Mr. Shack responded to them. Mr. Shack responded to them. I know a lot of you don't like what Mr. Shack did there, but as he said, they came for him. He didn't come. He didn't go for them. They came for him. Yep. I'll take some of your calls. 464-7003. 464-7003. What is your thoughts on this matter? Then we're going to shift gears. All right. 464-7003. What is your thoughts on this? And then we're going to shift gears a little bit. I have another interesting topic for you to talk about. Very interesting. 464-7003. What is your thoughts on this matter that we're talking about? Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor.
Good evening.
What my thoughts, I think I did express my thoughts to you now. If the head of the union who's supposed to defend Calypsonian made an open statement that he have to consider social and political commentary because he feel that is what keeping a certain race out the tent. He just opened the window for political interference and money pass. Man, money pass. I feel we could do better than that because we did it already. When a union representing Calypsonians get out of hand, they brought a show and they owned the Masgra into Skinner Park, San Fernando. All it really caused was after that, there's no fete in San Fernando on Carnival Sunday night. But it was well attended. I think Shorty came first, Stalin second. First time we see Kitchener without a suit, it was a memorable thing. And the next year, they fall in line. Sparrow do it in the earlys when it was $40 and a bottle of rum. You know, and fellas like Superior come in. The Queen get refrigerators, radios, and even motor cars. Sometimes a Simon bed, and all the king get is a brass crown on his head. So we could do it. Oh Lord, Queen Victoria. Do like what Denise Plummer do after that toilet paper. She didn't give up. She didn't give up. We need you. And I feel the mayor and like Wack and them could pull a show for all the social commentators, political commentators that they leave out, and that's a big show. We're full skin back. Trust me. Thank you, Pastor Google.
All right.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. All right, so caller, you got through, but I don't know. We were hearing you loud and clear, but apparently you were not hearing us. I don't know why. So, anybody else want to call in and share their views? You can do so now on 464-7003, 464-7003, 464-7003. You can do so now and hear your views on the topic that we're looking at. Calypsonians being left out of Skinner's Park. We would have had a conversation with Mr. Chuck Gordon, and after Chuck Gordon we would have had Miss Queen Victoria, and so we're taking your views now to hear what you think and how you feel about the Calypso and what is being done in the Calypso arena. Do you accept what is being done in the Calypso arena? Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, Pastor Google, good night.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Too much quacks and invalids. The Calypso boat overloaded. That is what's going on right now. A black man's biggest enemy is another black man. And all you have to do is go back to the Patrick Manning clip. It's a sellout or a buyout. And you can't get a buyout unless somebody sell it. You can't get a sellout unless somebody pay him. People are just start to pick sense out of nonsense with what's going on with the culture and the art form and everything else. Sniper told us in Calypso. By Calypso, all stories are told. The Cambodia riots coming up the end of the week, and that's showing you what people went through for the carnival to get a birth and to grow and develop the way it is now, today. The struggle. And we taking things for granted. And I believe that I look to and listening, my brother. Blessings to you, the listeners, and everybody who tune in tonight. And forever and ever.
Thanks very much. Thank you very much, caller. Appreciate it. All right, you can take your calls 464-7003, 464-7003. What is your thoughts on this serious matter of Calypso? As the caller said, is where all stories are told. Well, like they don't want us to tell certain stories. They want certain truth to stay silent. But what say you? Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, Pastor. Good afternoon. First, sadly, but it appears to me, from outside looking in, that certain parts of the governing body of Calypso is bought out. Pastor?
I listen?
I
am listening to you, sir.
Yeah. I mean, this is my personal observation, because how can it possibly tell me in 2026, after I go up here listening, Watchman, Crow, Shigalos, Chalk, there's many others. You come to tell me now, in this day and age, the governing body of Calypso do what too much political Calypso. Are you for real? You serious? So you're trying now that more or less tell a Calypso what he or she could sing to make it Savannah? Everything, anything against any government, be it PNM or UNC, you would not make it Savannah?
Yeah, but
So
isn't while I understand what you're saying and what you're asking, and I am watching in the pavilion, watching and asking the questions and seeing what's going on. But were we not warned about these things? Didn't we see this happen before? But let me tell you this. Wait, just now. Well, I want to say this to you. Under Mr. Basdeo Pandy, Calypsonians were free to sing what they want. Ish! You remember that? Ish!
Yeah, sure, I think that, yeah.
You remember when Crow sang about what you needed to go to, who you need to go, how you need to get through to go, and who you need to know, and who children can to go to the prestige schools?
Conventions, our boy.
Eh? How all of us,
you think conventions, our boy.
How come all of a sudden now these things are being stifled?
But I am telling you, just like how you observe it, I am observing the same thing. And Tuco, it appears to me, sell out. Because they are not protecting the Calypsonians.
Why though? Why you think so though? Why you think so?
I think they get money.
You think they will buy out?
I think they get buy out to more or less. The more or less lesson down on the bashing Calypso making mainstream.
Okay then. All right. If you believe they get buy out, that's your belief.
So what else is there to say, Pastor?
Me, I have nothing to say. I'm listening.
I'm just in the pavilion, just like you, observing.
All right, sir.
Because I happen to be a fan of Calypso also.
All right.
Okay then.
All right, sir. Thank you very much. Man, people believe that they get buyout. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google.
Hi, good evening.
I want to make a comment on the Junior Calypso Monarch that took place today.
Okay.
There was a young lady who did a calypso called No.
Oh gosh, what happened there? Caller, call me back, please. Caller, the lady who I was talking to just now. Could you call me back, please? All right. So the caller who called just now, the female caller, and she was talking about the Junior Calypso Monarch. Could you call back, please? Hello, good evening.
Hi, Pastor Google.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening, darling. You don't talk. I will talk.
Hello?
You don't talk. I will talk for you.
Okay.
I want to find out why it is that some people want African people to conform to them, but they don't want to conform to you. They want you to like their people and their party, but they don't want to like your people and your party. They want you to like their music, but they don't want to like your music. It's a strange thing, you know.
Oh, Lord.
Think about it. They have the bajan and the the chutney or whatever they call it. Nobody don't have no problem with that. Them could sing what they want. Rowley Mother in this, who that, nobody don't study
yeah,
them.
they sing all kind of disrespectful thing about Dr. Rowley Mother, can't count and all kind of thing.
Right? They sing what they want, everybody sing what they want, nobody never tell them nothing.
That's true, you know.
I never hear Ainsworth King tell them they can't sing that because they want this. I never
You know what you're saying there is the truth. And it's only him alone. It's not only him alone who sang things like that about Dr. Rowley mother. And there are others. You see, you tell me you will talk for me, so let me hush, because I will get upset. I will get upset. I'm going to get upset because you're choking me.
What they want to sing,
Madam, Miss Lady, you called my program. I was good all the time. I was good all the time, you know. Nobody did choking me. You come to choke me now. Because I remember them songs, you know.
Nobody don't tell that. I mean, we might get a little
let me take off my mic. Let me take off my mic. I take it off my mic. You talk, right? I'm not going to say because Miss Lady, you come here to upset me this evening. Miss Lady, you remember a man rewrite one of Black Stallion songs by a graveyard?
Boy, well, so much different thing. I can't remember everything, eh?
It had a next one where he had a gambler in where she was dressed up as a black woman and talking about Dr. Rowley mother selling in the market. Look, let me come off this mic. Ma'am, talk your tail. Let me come off the microphone. I go say something.
No, but Pastor, really and truly, why do other people want African people to conform to them? That's what I just can't understand. We have our way of doing things. They have their way of doing things. We don't beg nobody to conform to us.
Remember, pan is noise.
We don't fight down nobody.
Pan is noise. Everything is noise. But Tassa is music.
Right.
Let me tell you something, Somebody brought to my attention. Chutney Soca Monarch was free. Right?
Oh.
They want to make the Marsh Graph free too.
Because I hear in the Skinner Park is given away over 2,000 tickets. I had so much some people in the Skinner Park.
Because they believe that people were going to boycott the show.
Let me tell you something. In the days of Coco, Sugar Aloes, Pink Panther.
Oh God, don't talk about Pink Panther.
Skaty was in the days. And it had some others. Easy King could have tell them what he's talking about. No, they don't mash it up. They don't mash up the place.
Yeah, but Sugar Aloes ain't mash up no place because Sugar Aloes have Orlando Octave and all of them singing the nonsense in his tent. So when he when up to now he still Bazodi when he sing that she's royal nonsense. He can't catch himself up to now. He can't catch himself because imagine you will have a man like Orlando Octave singing that kind of madness in your tent, and you can't sit him down and say, "Young man, you are if you want to get into this Calypso arena, you are a budding Calypsonian. Check yourself."
And you know I didn't like that little boy. I didn't like that little boy because he used to sing so nice, he used to sing so nice and things. So I used to support him and think, when they had the little shows, you go into the shows and supporting them. But I didn't know they would be like this.
That boy was eating pizza. Will you forget? Them was the ones who was eating raw flour. Them was eating raw flour and boiling. Mother. Will you forget?
How the rats man ain't get in?
The who?
He was eating pizza. The one who sing more rat.
Yeah, rat. Rat ain't get in. Rat ain't get in. No, rat. Let me tell you, rat can't get in. Let me tell you why rat can't get in. Let me talk the things them now, mom. Let me talk the things them. If rat did get in, you think Ricky would have get in? Ricky had to get in to win.
To win what?
Watch you go see something. Remember this night. Let me call the tree. Let me call out the tree for you. Ricky Jai. They may put what's his name? The former king. According to who he come with.
Helen
Francis, yeah, Helen. According to whoever he come with, he might come second. Third go be Terry.
You serious? Are you looking at it?
Fourth go be Corrine. I am telling you, Mom. Ricky
I looking at it, I looking at it as the little boy. What's his name? Young brother. To win this.
Well, young brother is UNC. Young brother go win. If young brother win, is UNC win.
Well, it ain't really bothering me, if he's UNC, could be what you want. But it's fair out of the group they have there right now. I find he's the only thing singing like Calypso, song like something to me.
So you ain't like Kareem song?
Yes, Kareem, yes, but they gonna get free, and understand what I tell you.
So why they won't get Terry?
Oh, God, Lord. I ain't sure now.
Why?
I can't answer that.
You can't answer that? You can't answer that?
I can't answer that.
Why you can't answer that? Answer that.
I don't know. I don't know why if they would give her, they wouldn't give her. But she's not the first. What so far? She's the second so far or something.
Remember, I want to just remind you, Terry is the only one. Ricky Jai did not move the crowd like how Terry and Chucky moved the crowd, And remember, as Chucky said to us earlier on, there are marks for crowd
response.
Yes. And Ricky Jai did not have no big set of crowd response.
Pastor Google, I old Skinner Park woman, I don't miss Skinner Park, but I miss it this time.
Why?
I was vexed, man, because no Africans wasn't for sale.
You see? Well, you wrong. You wrong. Because Africans for sale wasn't there, you ain't go.
No, not me this time.
You think she would have win? You think she would have win?
I don't know. But she's the only, she and Mr. Shaq is the only two Calypso we really had this year.
But you just tell me you like young brother.
No, but I'm talking about the group they have there right now.
Me and find young brother is all of that, you know. So I'm sorry to tell you. Me and find.
Well, I know, but the group to me they have there right now. I look at him as I don't know what my boy Elon coming with. But for me this year, it only had two real Calypso, Mr. Shaq and Queen Victoria. It have nobody else. And they weren't there, so I wasn't there.
Yeah. So you wanted to go to sing African for Sale?
Of course.
Somebody saying you're being unfair. Somebody say, what about Devon? Devon Seal song.
Yeah, Devon and all of them, but you see, somebody pinch me, I love that too bad.
Somebody pinch me. Leave me alone. Yes. I ain't me. Sorry. Somebody pinch me. Kamala pinchy. Miss Bisasa pinchy. Let me tell you something now. Tori. I have a Tori for you. Let me get it, Tori. You forget. Ole, let me tell you something. Oh, let's forget. And I want to put it out there. I am hearing through the grapevine that a certain person wants to go up for CLOTs for the UNC.
For CLOTs?
Yes.
In what? Local government?
Local government. CLOTs.
But you can't just go for CLOTs. The position is Picton, Beatum or something, so?
No, well, it's CLOTs. I forget it, but CLOTs fall within that electoral area. And I hear he want to go up. And I hear, no, not Beatum. Beatum have their own councillor.
Picton, Beatum.
No, Beatum.
Picton, Beatum is one councillor, so CLOTs have a different councillor.
Yes, they do.
Oh.
Right? And I am telling you, I am hearing it from good sources. Good sources that they offering him good money to go up against a young lady who is working very hard in that area. It started off with her Christmas party. You know, she was supposed to have a Christmas thing for the children, and he went and
the whole KFC was down there, boy.
She was supposed to have a Christmas party, and the UNC buy out KFC and come down there to mash up she party. No start me, no start me at all, because I'll get she on the phone line here, and if I get her on the phone line here, she will spill her guts but I'm waiting for local. I'm waiting for local. So me and know more you love and you love and you love. Me,
listen.
Me not
out
me
of
not.
the bunch it have right now, I find his song all right.
No, he ain't. Get Terry, get
I
Terry.
ain't business
I find.
or if he here.
Let me tell you this. You know what I like to? I find Tizia very good.
Well, yes.
Tizia better than him by far. He nowhere close to Tizia league. Mom, no.
I didn't remember Tizia.
He had to go down in the back, quite down in the back, bottom of the barrel to say, I will blow his way. You talking about?
Oh, God.
You ready
That's
yet,
a
Mom?
good. I tell you, I come to talk for you, but you talk more than me.
Yeah, I need to hush up now. I need to hush. You get me in problems. You get me in problems. You. That's right, man. Have a good night, mother. Follow. We can open up a big mouth here. All right, mother. Hey, young brother. Leave me alone that,
Oh yeah, it have some spirits roaming we land, seeking to destroy your faith, confuse and intimidate, to take with them as many as they can, down to the pits of hell for eternity to dwell. If we don't take stock and amend our ways, we'll continue on the path to darker days. So let's begin to shift our moral compass now and say to iniquity we shall no longer bow. So grab your rosary and
tell only that do not play with constructive talk listeners, you know. So a listener hear me talking to the lady just now, and he said he go send for me something. Let me tell you something, I ain't playing the whole thing. I'm not playing the whole thing. But I want you to watch this. I want you to listen to this. And let me tell you, I sorry, you know. I'm sorry. But I will show you it. Right? I will show you it. These people are them sick. Right? These people are them sick. Not me. Not me at all. Well, listen to this. Let's see if I can find this for you. Let us play. I want to play it. People are them sick, boy. Look how we country reach to now, boy. You want to that and the next? Wait, I will show you a thing here tonight. I will show you a thing here tonight. Tonight. Mom's talking about young brother. You have to wait. Tizia, he can't be Tizia. Cannot touch Tizia O'Connor. Far more for Karina she. Well, leave me alone now. Somebody say what? I have him for the crown. Who him? Somebody said young brother song hard to follow. Okay. Eat our food. Alright, so I'm gonna play it for you now. I'm gonna play something for you here. Will you feel this country be real sick?
This is massive go sign, and I'm giving you an account. Rowdy man account. Rowdy man account. Rowdy man account. Rowdy man account. Hey!
telling me Africans for sale. That racist. But this what he's singing here, not disrespectful and racist. Eh? Africans for sale racist. But that what he just sing there, no racist. Eh? Oh yeah. And listen to this one. Listen to this one.
Spirit be rowdy. This Christmas, we don't want no rowdy. Just stay away from me. Yeah, take a little vacation. You know what? We go pay for it. Yeah, play a little golf, talk a little cricket, line, take a quarantine. You know what I mean? Yeah, you's a fella, you know, take man, you know, take. Yes, Lee like a Rottweiler. Be a lot milder. Listen to me, pal. Try and stop the bacchanal. Every day and night, Lee looking for fight. With all he might, the fella always right. Some say he not too bright. He giving them a fright. He angry like a cow. But Lee always in row. So this Christmas, we don't want no rowdy. No rowdy, spirit be rowdy.
Olha. Olha, these people are them wicked. I get it like troops now. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Them two people beat me take a lot. They know yourself to share it here. But you see, we're still under the illusion, right? We're under the illusion that it's business as normal culturally for everybody, right? And I remember for the last 9 years, who was the previous 10 years, I should say, who was the chairman of the NCC?
Can't remember.
Winston Peters.
Gypsy, right, yeah.
And
I hear say that, but you know when I hear say that day, I thought you say I don't know why my mind just went on. I thought I hear say NGC, you know. Sorry.
No, the NCC. Right. And prior to 2010, where was Gypsy?
In UNC.
Okay. So I just laying the groundwork. So where's the backlash? So for 9 years, Gypsy was in charge and cozying up to PNM, right? You know what we're going to do with it now? We put another African. Incidentally, the woman who Gypsy ran against and lost against. Watch it. Right? Make sure the culture minister. But why is she background in culture in Trinidad and Tobago? She had no presence. I didn't even think she was on a best village stage or whatever it is, right? That is one. So she's a neophyte with things cultural. Then you have the president of Tuku, who had a campaign against cocoa and sugar aloes and them, right? Where he said that he never liked political calypsos because they're racist and they're divisive in the country and so on. Right? Divisive and racist to the country to who? Because if you go back and you watch some of the footage from Spectacular Forum and you see people like the Watchman singing Pink Panther, Black Sage and others, Coco, hard hitting, the crowd was a cosmopolitan crowd. When you go to other tents of the era, the 80s and the 90s, was a cosmopolitan crowd, right? How all of a sudden, under UNC administrations, Indian people don't want to go to the tent, or Indians not involved in Calypso. Who Cardinal was? Cardinal is an Indian, the mighty Douglas. You see, people think about history. Mr. St. Martin could probably tell this. Attila the Hun was where you call a white man. His name was Raymond Kevado. He was a white man. That's who he was. So the narrative they're saying is that we will destroy these Africans by destroying the culture. Because we start with the Independence Parade. And here, watch out, what's the correlation? The Independence Parade is a P&M rally. Now Skinner Park is a P&M rally. When you would know, is all kind of people get toilet paper. Mr. Selmanin will reference Denise Plummer. Wiki Drive get toilet paper too. Gypsy get toilet paper too. Coco and all get toilet paper. Sugar Hollows get toilet paper. From that Skinner Park crowd. There's a P&M rallying. And then you what happen now? They're equating culture with the state coffers. And you know what I say? The forerunner to the NCC was the CDC, right? The Carnival Development Committee. So hear what I'm saying? You shouldn't use state funds for people to denigrate the Prime Minister and other members of cabinet and so on. So make it free. And by make it free, what you do? You water it down, you undermine it. Not so? So if you continue to attack them with what they like the most or what they value, because I hear people saying that is when you have certain set of people that's beat pan. That's what I'm saying? We just beat we books and so on. Where Tasarama in Carnival come from? Well, all of we is one family, we all embrace it, right? I gotta tell you something, sir. Indian people only embrace soca and calypso totally when they're outside of Trinidad and Tobago. Because you know why? They lost in a pool. They lost. So they have to hold on to something to show the Trinidadianness. Yeah, they go play a little chutney and thing and whatever. But the major thing they display in the establishment is soca and calypso. It's the very same calypso as they say they play in the tent that the tent denigrating them. You know why? Because out there, that is what Trinidad and Tobago is known for, not so? The land of calypso, soca, and steel pan. But here in the homes, they wouldn't play it. But the people who look like me and you will bend over backwards to say that they are unfairly targeted and unfairly treated by the practitioners of the art. I heard a man on a frequency yesterday say that Calypso does not tell his story. It's not relevant to him. Are you saying that, gentlemen? But you know what we just said? All of we is one family. Next week, Monday and Tuesday, around this time, where everybody go be partying and dancing across that Savannah stage, right? But David Weller told us in song, how we vote is not how we party. But listen to my Pastor Google. This is an attempt to cheapen, denigrate, and attack our culture under the guise of for too long it has been partisan and cruel to one part of the national heritage. And that is not true. And as long as of us believe in that, the mission will be accomplished. But those of us who know better, like Mr. Gordon and Queen Victoria, that keep the flag flying.
Right.
Because once they destroy the culture, that is it for us. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you
for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening. You have to listen to me on your phone and not on the television.
Hello?
Hi, good evening. You have to listen to me on the phone and not on the television.
I'm not listening to your television.
I'm hearing.
Hi, okay. Hello. Right. Hello.
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, I would agree with the first caller that Victoria, Chucky, and Mr. Shaq and others can put on their own show. I feel that would be a very good idea.
All right, I'll tell them. I will tell
Thank
them.
you.
Thank you very much. All right. So someone sent me another video. So I want to listen to this video. All right. Somebody sent me another video that I think you all should listen to.
And to those who don't follow his way, you are sure to feel the wrath of the Balize. Lankesh Maharaj ki! Chenbego Maharaj ki! Maharaj Rauli ki! With Rauli ki Raj is a sinking jahaj. With Rauli ki Raj is a sinking jahaj. Under the PNM is where problem. Under the PNM is where problem. Dekho Lanka burning, Ravana listening, although they batten, Rakshas still charming. Dekho Lanka burning, Ravana listening, although they batten, Rakshas still charming. Lanka city was a rainbow country, solar beauty, such peace and harmony. But Ravan want his way to Bole and Kare. In fear we could crave, but Rakshas rule the day. Through the oil boom, the country prosper. Now we face doom, the treasury squander. With Rakshas reign, his bubbles complain. Till sunshine again, we suffer in the rain. They call Lanka burning, Ravana listening, although they batten, Rakshas still charming. They call Lanka.
I hope you're listening. I hope you're listening. Some of them don't listen. Some of them hear, but they don't listen. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, my brother.
Good evening, my brother. How are you?
Well, just, even though I normally wear economics hats, because I grew up in culture, I think what people make some mistakes, and it's important to understand what is the grand design behind it. So all of the persons have been praising the the Flavor Village. All of the persons have been praising the Flavor Village this year, saying it's great, etc., etc. But what they're not looking at is what of the how much million they're spending on those events, what percent of that goes to persons of African descent? Why is it important to ask that question? When you give a culture that people are accustomed paying for free, persons, what it does is it erodes economies. And people who throw fat, it's not them making the money. Everybody know the promoter makes the money last. The man selling the eyes, the fellow doing the tent, person set on the stage. Before even the artists get paid, there's a whole community that can make money. The food sellers and everybody. So down to the scalpers making money. So it's an economy that is an opportunity to circle the black dollar. Now, whenever black people talking about economics, people get antsy. But can you imagine Pichikari, Indian Expo, Chutney Soka Monarch with infrastructure and other key commercial elements, apart from the artists on the stage, where the majority of those persons are not Indian? So Indian cultural events promote Indian business. And that is rightfully so. Calypso is African culture. It is also Trinidad and Tobago's culture, but it is African culture. And as a result of that, it is important that the commercial benefit of the culture is supported by African business. Now, when the government, which has demonstrated in several opportunities in the past 9.5 months, that they're willing to take away certain things from Africans, apart from jobs, education opportunities, youth development programs, and so on, you always want to scrutinize whenever they're spending money on culture, especially on our culture. Who are the commercial persons who benefit? How much African men with sound system, stage, lights, infrastructure get money when they're organizing these events at the level of the government? Not just the people that you're seeing, the ushers and the artists. That is the least of the Mohicans. So that's the first issue. The second thing is, they like to say that this is a PNM rally. I grew up in NJAC, and I know Calypso Fiesta is a must. Because Calypso Fiesta is an African cultural rally. That is what it is. And the fact that the majority of people there vote for PNM is only because the majority of African people vote for PNM. Because nobody will say the same they will say Chutney Soca Monarch finals was a UNC rally, even though the majority of people there would have voted for UNC. Or they wouldn't say that the Indian Expo or Pichikari, which might be the more parallel for Calypso, right, is a UNC rally. So we can't be facetious and we can't be deceitful to our own people and our own staff. The fact that the majority of Africans vote for PNM doesn't make an African cultural event a PNM rally. It's an African cultural event. All right? And if you have cultural expression and you have poets coming from your culture, they can't sing messages against you. They have to sing messages that give your voice a platform. And just as if you go to a Pichikari competition, I sent you a video there, what's the person's name? A Pichikari competition, Moi Punwasi, singing about Rauli is Rawan and all kinds of things. I mean, so you have and Pichikari, as far as I know, is funded by the government, portrayed the Prime Minister at the time as the devil. In the context, right? Because of course there's not a straight translation into Hinduism. And this receives government funding. I don't think anything that anybody has sung in Calypso has has reached that low. But nobody shines a light on it. And it is because African music is generally more popular. And this is a global phenomenon. Even the Bad Bunny, for example, that sang in the Super Bowl, that is African music he's singing, because reggaeton is Jamaican beats and salsa, merengue, all these things are African music. And if you ask Latin artists, they will tell you that what Latin music is really African music in the Americas. So we shouldn't be ashamed of our culture. We should embrace our culture. And what is demonstrated here is that we cannot bequeath the management of our culture to one man. Ainsley King is off the reservation with regard to his position on Calypso. Because Calypso comes from the griot, the midnight robber, the true storyteller. That have nothing to do with mamsy-pamsy, light, powder, pop music. The griot and the storyteller expresses the words of the freedom fighter. In the African tradition, the griot is the only person who could speak to the king in the most raw manner. If you go overboard, the king could behead him or exile him. But that will not kill the griots. There will be another griot that will take his place. So the reality is, if that is the tradition in Africa, And we are Africans. And the Calypsonian is the embodiment of that. And the people in Trinidad and Tobago, the African people, are saying that since this government came into place, they take away our jobs, they take away our youth development programs, they've targeted us with education, not giving our children laptops, but they're giving their children from our taxpayers' dollars. And to make matters worse, they wanted to lock down our communities with police, just in case we decide to rebel. And our poets don't sing about that, then those poets are traitors. So therefore, the reality is you must expect the poets who are the Calypsonians to sing for the people. Let the government feel that they could bottle expression through Ainsley King, who himself should be removed as the other two, and the Calypsonians need to examine themselves and get rid of him and put somebody who would stand up. Whether Resistance was a man that people say he wouldn't sing Calypso, but at least he stood up for expression. You understand? And he allowed people to express themselves. He didn't police culture. He didn't censor expression. And he didn't see that as his role. So therefore, the Calypsonians need to stand up to their organization, because the people will reject them if they don't do that. The Calypsonian is just like a politician. If the politician is not relevant to his people, the people will get rid of him. If the Calypsonian is not relevant to the people, because the Calypsonian fulfills a role to the African in Trinidad and Tobago. And this notion that other people wouldn't come and watch Calypso, so we should appeal to that, and that is why the tents died. That is not the truth. The reason why the tents phased out is because the music was boring. It didn't appeal to the African himself. You know, it's just the go so you feel like if you want to die by the time the song done. So it wasn't about I grew up in Calypso. It became old people music. And there was this divide between, if it's a Calypsonian, you can't sing soca, and you can't sing rap so, and you can't sing, which was rubbish. And all the Calypsonians proved that to be rubbish, like crazy singing everything. You understand? So you have Calypsonians who sing everything. As the Kroko started to sing parang soca, so you see people singing everything, because if he was a musician, Terry singing everything. Terry's mother was one of the #1 backup singers in the country, and her father is public. So she's singing Calypso, she's singing soca, she's singing everything. Look, this girl, Tamika Dyrus, who won the Queen, she's singing everything. When you go to her concert in Sando, the full range she's giving you. Negro spiritual, so America, Andel, African music, everything. So if you are artists, and that was the problem. So if you only sing in the tent and you only writing a song for the judges, it means you're not writing a song for me. And therefore, a young fella who wants to enjoy himself, not going to pay money to be bored. And that is why Calypso was dying in the tent. It has nothing to do with it not appealing to Indians, and that is not the truth. The real story is, if you see Voice in the tent, Chucky in the tent, Young Brother in the tent, Freetown Collective in the tent, you go in. You don't want to hear Who Vex because it have a song against Kamala. That is not the reality. The reality is those young artists were not in the tents. And when you go in the tent to hear them, they're not singing the popular songs. They're singing this slow, boring thing for the judges. That was the real death. Not death, that was the real slowdown in the interest in Calypso. And when the younger artists realized that, okay, this don't make no sense. And so you see the younger artists who grew up with this rule that they couldn't sing soca. They've abandoned that nonsense. So that's why you see Karina Shea is singing soca and Calypso. This year, Desperados played a song with Michael Teja. You understand? So you have artists singing soca and Calypso. Freetown Collective, they singing the soca, they singing Calypso. And they do the pan song with Boogsy. That's Mohammed Muakil and Lou Lyons. Muakil's father was in Muslim. Lou Lyons is a brother I know. He's from Tobago originally. So you have young people. Aaron Duncan, he's singing his Zest music.
he producing music, he singing he calypso. So that is what changed it. The younger artists realized that they have to do the both of the thing. And so, but the bottom line is, this thing we want to walk on eggshells. He's a griot, he's a bad man. A griot is a bad John. And therefore, it is those in power supposed to be afraid of you, not the other way around. And that is the problem with Calypso today. And Ainsley King needs to step down. And Calypsonians need to take back the organization. Because it had no way, when resistance was there, I could have seen them gangster in resistance and tell them you can't sing about the government. Because resistance whole modus operandi is see the people and he rebelling against the system. And he go, he people to grass. Pichikari to please nobody. So how on earth we are changing our ancestral message to do what? To appease who? And that is a fundamental mistake. You know that is like? I'll leave you with this joke. That is like a political party forgetting its base to appease a minority so they could win. You know that can never happen. You know that is, we're not talking about Trinidad and Tobago. That will happen in Trinidad and Tobago at all. But a Calypsonian, that is like a Calypsonian trying to appease a minority, and therefore they forsake the majority, which is African people. Because if all the persons who were non-African were in the tents would be empty, even when the tents were in its heyday. Because the reality is, the majority of people have always been African people following Calypso. And as long as African people following music, that means it's good. And once it's good, those who like good music will come. And if you can't take Picong, well, that is you. If the message is too raw for you, well, don't go. But once it is good enough for African people, it's good enough to sustain the culture. Because it is our culture. As simple as that.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Man. All right. So you just heard from Obika give his take on what's happening in the Calypso arena.
Good night, Pastor Rubin. To whom this is for, whoever is going up for slots, they better know that just as
hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google. I don't know if I share this with you, for the first Calypso.
Yes, I think you give me. Yes, you give me.
60s.
Yeah, you give me that history already.
Give that history.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
with Lord Blakey coming
Yes,
down
yes.
to
Yeah, you give me that
first
history
one
already.
to face the court.
Yeah.
All right, I won't worry you. But I still feel all who get left out, that is a wicked thing to put together. A big, big show. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
How Sugar Aloes sang for the PM, and now his status in soca and calypso has dropped. It will happen to them too. Plus, they will have a big stigma on the name that nothing will go good for them again.
Hello, good evening.
Good afternoon, Pastor.
Yes, sir.
Pastor, I am wondering, so Mr. All I'm feeling is you know shows, right? So Mr. Ainsley King, he seen all them things? He hear all them things?
Yeah, but that is not in his remit. Those things are not in his remit. We name those songs are not in his remit. What is in his, what the union that the people who he represent or he fighting for, or he's the union for, is Calypsonians.
Right. So, I mean, you trying to tell me, I understand all that, but in reality, they can, because it's just like a couple of calls before where you're seeing where she was right. Why? They want to, we must conform to them, but they can never conform to us. You could say what you want about a black man, but particularly, you could say all kind of things about the mother, his father, everybody. But the second you want to even call our name in your song, your song carries story. So you're trying to tell me we must sit down and watch that happen. And when time to sing our songs, if you even mention, if you even put K in a song, that song carries, so we have to work on eggshells to please others. Because African for sale is not a racist song. Mr. Jackson is not a
Let me
racist
ask you
song.
this: if an East Indian had sang it, would it have been racist? Would it have been
Say again?
racist? If an East Indian had sang "Africans for Sale," would it have been racist?
African for sale would have been racist? No, I wouldn't say either. Because when I listen to the lyrical context, I don't talk about the ethnic background of the singer. I am thinking about the lyrical context. And if I listen to a person sing that, the same lyrical context, I want to feel a racist. Because I listen to the song, I'm listening to the person's background.
Right.
So I can not say that racist song, but why is it we have to walk on eggshells? Well, when these people could do and say what they want, but we have to walk on eggshells.
Well, that's something that we have to think about as a people. All right?
Yeah.
All right, man. All right. I want to show this video before I come off this evening. Take a listen to this. Take a look at this video earlier. And I know we're talking Calypso, but this is also important.
The government says rough seas caused the Blue Wave Harmony to strike the berth in Tobago on January 30th during sea trial, an essential part of the testing process before it can be added to the vessels that make up the sea bridge. Works and Infrastructure Minister Gillian John has given one explanation, blaming the accident on adverse weather, but marine experts and records point to other factors. A Guardian media investigation included a review of the ship's past inspection records. They show that the vessel was detained by the United States Coast Guard in April 2024 after inspectors flagged safety and maintenance issues. Those included problems with firefighting systems and the markings that show how low a ship can safely sit in the water. Public records reveal the vessel had been flagged for various safety and documentation issues during inspections in other countries, and that a non-serious fire was recorded in 2019. One maritime expert questioned whether the ship lost power during berthing in Scarborough, and says if yes, rough seas alone cannot explain the impact. He says the vessel was already inside a protected berthed area and should have been moving at dead slow speed. With decades of experience buying and operating ships, he described the vessel's history as disastrous. But a second maritime expert takes a different view.
The vessel history does in fact show that the vessel would have been detained for deficiencies in the past. But the report also shows simultaneously current compliance with all of the certificates, safety management certificate, documents of compliance, liability for oil pollution. The vessel is carrying all current certification, some of which is expiring in 2027, some of it is expiring in 2030.
Alfonso says the U.S. Coast Guard would not have released the ship unless deficiencies were fixed.
What went wrong, I don't know. Thankfully, I'm not a master mariner or captain of a vessel, but something went wrong. I will give you that. Something went wrong. It's unlikely it's water conditions, because our water conditions are quite calm. In port, whatever you're facing out in the open sea, not open sea, but along the coast, you're not meeting there. It might have been, it could have been machinery defect, it could have been human defect.
In response to questions about the ship's record, Minister John says the Blue Wave Harmony's past detentions aren't uncommon in shipping. And she says the vessel's manager has confirmed that all deficiencies were fixed, cleared by inspectors, and that the ship is compliant. When asked, the Port Authority reminds it had no role in its selection.
The Port Authority had nothing to do with the procurement of the Blue Wave. That was done under NITCO. We only do the operating side of it. So NITCO is in charge of that. NITCO and the ministry. So those people will be the appropriate people.
NITCO Chair Neil Dookie acknowledged the receipt of CNC3's emailed questions and has promised to respond. We will share it once received. Elizabeth Gonzalez, CNC3 News.
So I just had to play that for you guys because, you know, we be talking Calypso, but we still have to talk other matters too, And other matters about this Blue Wave. We have to be real. The minister have questions to answer. And some of us, you know, and that's what I was saying to a friend of mine today, that Trinidadians are so caught up right now in the carnival that a lot of things are happening and a lot of persons are totally unaware of, ignorant to. Okay? Totally unaware of and ignorant to. So, you know, the other thing too that I wanted to bring to your attention was that today I get an offer. Today I get an offer, an open check offer by a UNC, saying to me that if I would stop doing my program, they'll give me an open check. I find I'm not hearing nothing. I find it's just dead air. People are not saying anything. I wonder what is being said on the live. I'm not seeing anybody, and I don't know. So I'll say it one more time. I was offered an open check today to stop doing my lives. Bulleting. I'll find out that you ain't nobody, boy. Let me take this. Hello, good evening.
Again.
Yes, sir.
The fact that you have offered that check, it means a lot. It means you are doing something that they cannot take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Pastor?
Yeah.
The fact that they can approach you with an open check, it means they don't want you on the air.
All right.
You're not even on the air. You're your own podcast. It means that they're doing somewhere. Open your own podcast and do what you're doing. It means you're a problem to them. But the fact that they can approach you with an open check, clearly there's somebody behind that person who offer you that. Because it had to be somebody who more or less high up. But them won't approach you, so the send whoever to approach you. Yeah, I'm going to give people a chance. But that's how I see it.
All right. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Pastor. You must mention something, but tablet with Wi-Fi going out. And you must mention saying something that you want to get an offer.
I got offer open check today to stop my program.
Hello. I will give you good advice. Don't do that. You have to be right.
But it have people. All right, go ahead. All right.
Yeah, you stand up for the right. You know what is the truth. As a pastor, Christ, when Christ walked the earth, he walked you for the poor, the lame, and the blind. And he was also a rebellious person. When you see wrong, where wrong is, he stands for it. So right now, instead of getting a check and the money, free money, don't take it. You're going good all the time, and you went through all kind of crisis from 91 point to where you is until God has blessed you to where you are on the program. To get, you will get, but nothing that way. You continue doing the right thing, Pastor. People will respect you for where you stand for. As a young person. You know, when you see the officer, I tell you to stand for the right. Yeah. Because you see, when they give you that position check and they say, don't say what I'm not the government. They buy you already. You catch?
Yes, sir.
They buy you already. Yeah, they buy you. So when anybody come and say, oh, Pastor Google, you take that money and you know you're talking about this. You come like you let down yourself. You come like you let down your respect. When people respect you for something, they won't look at you again no more. So I give you good advice. NO is no.
All right.
Don't do that.
Thank you
Have a
very much.
blessed day. Nice. Good.
Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Google. Tell them you're not for sale. Okay?
All right.
You keep doing what you're doing. I like staying up at night to listen to you because you just give us facts and real facts. Not no shit. No dirty stock, okay?
Thank you. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
This is the first time I call in the program. I'm an avid listener.
Yes, sir.
I have a few things to say. I love the program. The Calypso, Africans
for sale.
They have been buying Africans every election. And they keep doing it because we, as a people, keep taking the money. And it's okay. Because when we could bash our own, they not bashing their own. They're using us to bash our own. And it will never stop. Because we love money. But if we stand for something, we stand for nothing. And that's the problem. And Pastor Google,
yes, sir.
Integrity. Like I tell my children, the only millions I have is my good name. The only millions I have is my good name. I don't want the millions. No, I don't love PNM. God in, I don't love PNM. But I don't like them worse. Simple as that. Because they're going all over, giving people money to vote for them. And we keep doing it over and over. They never win an election yet. They never won an election yet on their own. It has hurt me. That is all I have to say for it.
All right, thank you very much. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pastor Gabriel.
Hi, good evening.
I just want to find out, just want to note one thing. Did the lady, Queen Victoria, did she mention the Prime Minister's
She did not call any names. She didn't call any names in her song.
Yeah, because some people were saying that past people call Raul and this, and nobody can call Kamala, but she never mentioned the Prime Minister's name.
No, she never did.
So a lot of people got carried away with that too. Right? So they must take note of that. It was very well crafted.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, okay. Have a good night, sir.
Same to you.
Between April 29th and November 30th, 2025, a span of 7 months, WASA hired 426 people. The salaries for those workers range on the lower end, $8,000 a month for a staff assistant, all the way to $60,000 a month for a director.
It will cost you, taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago, upwards of $60 million.
When Kamala come back here, that's again. All the people who've been suffering won't suffer no more. Vote for change. Vote for Kamala. You understand? I'm standing up for that old crew.
So now that they firmly back on the helm, she beg, she boy the facto, he and give them a shampoo ya with license. The attack to us all not to kill.
Victoria. Song is Big Sail. The name of the singer, Queen Victoria.
Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale. Africans, for sale, for sale, for sale.
Alright, so here's why I say my goodbyes and say thank you very much for being with me on Constructive Talk. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to have a really very good guest with me.
All your good, yes? I was lying with some old men before the election, and well, I was amazed of their discussion. They were discussing the election of 2025, how
how Africans were selling cheap and UNC buying dead or alive. One old man shout out, fellas, give me your attention. UNC can't win by themselves, no election. You see, they're sitting and they're planning to make a decision. So she called out Shilaga, who the old FIFA wanted man. She said, call the trade union, let we start negotiations. And we could call out a big sale and we go buy out some Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Sing the thing. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She don't have all she chance and she the honor rhymes. No, what she need is some slave names, man, some big strong Africans. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Oh, somebody pinch me. Hey, UNC sitting and they're waiting patiently. With about 16 safe seats, they don't win that already. The woman said, I have my people and they are born UNCs. Now all I need is some Africans who got their names out of slavery. She said that she hear they're really selling cheap, and she could buy them very cheap, 500 and a jersey. A lot of people will cry when she's finished with CPEP, because she is not holding back 10 p.m. have nothing to get. She said it's party before country, all you never forget. She will care for her people and she have no blasted regret. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. She buying Africans for sale, for sale. Listen, we buying Africans. She said we like crab in a barrel. We pulling each other down. But I want their votes, so I jam them the winning song. And so they know it. Africans when UNC wins, everybody wins. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. Hi, who called me? I want this verse, no right? Black mines in Tobago, she's working on them with ease, but she's not afraid because monkeys say cool breeze. She said the last time she was easy, this time there is no room for mistakes, cause when she's done with Tobago, it's either they make or break. She has her eyes on Moruga, especially Samuel Cooper. They got a lot of P&M houses, but none of them can remember. She's buying some in 6 company because they're nice, they're bad and they're trim. Their ancestors came from Africa and all of them is Americans. She passed through 5 company and she bunks up Madingo. Well, boy, she makes she name cause she gets Africans for Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. Kill them. Africans for sale, for sale. Listen this. We buying Africans. Doc Faisalabad was pretty serious with her in the cemetery. He said I'm waiting for refinery. Boy, that man had to be crazy. What? Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad. I never meet too commercial man so. She said my people are loyal. They don't vote for other parties. But them P&M people just show them some money, staggered roti. She said I have my safe seats in the safe hands of Caroni. She go on to St. Cuba, straight down to see Paris. She said I love my people. For 10 years we out in the rain. But But when I get back in there, things will never be the same. To all of my people, you must get your rightful place. And I don't care who's sitting there and think I am talking race. You all know what's hurting me. You see that, Dr. Rowley? We don't hide up all we money. The damn man change the currency. Hey! Africans for sale, hey, for sale, hey, for sale. Hey. We buying Africans. Kill them. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying Africans. They bought out PSA. They got them for 10%. Now they could beat the chest and laugh because they know it's money well spent. All your love, all your Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. We buying good or bad. Africans for sale, for sale, for sale. Tobago and Trinidad.
Stop your bull, Mr. Fiddler. Oh, hi. Also, the speech band say when them ready to let go blows on them politicians and them. Well, the true Calypsonian is the same way. They're not afraid to hold power to account with Picon and Lackery, because that is the people way. So on this next episode of On the Ground News, we take you to a special report by a man who is a speech band all on his own, who have more talks and volume than an all Nokia phone. Our chief presenter, Mr. Chuck Gordon, is on the ground and ready to bust the man. As they say in speech band, drag your bone, Mr. Fiddler.
Skin up back. Drag your bone, Mr. Fiddler. I have a story for you. I said I have a story for you. I have a story for you. Oh, you like that, eh? From the time you hear la courée, you're dead. From the time you hear la courée, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead. Cause all you do move along, ooh. All you do move along, ah. Once you hear he say, she say, you're pulling up like DJ. You wanna hear the story in all its glory. I a man don't like to disappoint. Plus a Calypsonian anointed to tell you the truth. Well, here's the inside scoop. Last election was the strangest yet alive. A young PM get a kobo sweat when they done adding up the polls. Live. They appoint 173 years old. One to them, boy. Ha. Celebration will not start to knock. People pass out, can't do the work. 2 days past the leader can't sit. But a rat say why it's all unfit. When the man bust, what? When the man bust, what you say? When the man bust, huh? You either laugh, cry or cuss. I say bust, bust. When the man bust, when the man bust, real grey goose pass. Bacchanal is a must. From the time you hear la courée, what you say? From the time you hear la courée, you day, cause all you to move it along. What's all in a? All you to move it along. Once you hear Kankatang, you're pulling up like a wagon. You wanna hear the story like hot polori. I ain't afraid to give you the talk. Calypsonian is walk the walk and say what we mean. Well, here the scene for in the military touchdown. Oh, well, was panic all over town. Alexander couldn't quell with fears, no, cause he don't know months from years. I lie. Radar set up all in Bago. They say it helped them find drugs for soap, but they couldn't find the owner, no, cause it had too much mosquito. When the man bust, when the man bust, what you say? When the man bust, skin up back. You either laugh, cry or cuss. I say bust, bust. When the man bust, when the man bust. Can I hear my chorus, please? Bacchanal. From the time you hear la courée, from the time you hear la courée, cause all you to move along, all you to move along, ah. You wanna wanna hear about Kizel, how she had not well, about her Alexander, and how he need altar. And if Benjamin, like little children, you wanna hear how Kamala turn big warmonger, cause all you to move along, move along. What you say? Move along, move along. All you to you wanna hear how Gypsy run from NCC. You wanna hear the ting tang about voice note folly, how it have no crime plan from the UNC. The zones of special operation was another SOE, cause all you to move along, move along, yeah. Move along, move along. All you to move along, move along, move along. From the time you hear la courée, from the time you hear la courée, watch all in now, cause all you to so take a wine now, so take a wine now. Hold on, somebody say Tory time, Tory time. Now while I just the Calypsonian holding up the mirror to the society, right? I just reflecting what all you want to say. But all you move along, but guess what? I move along too. So guess what? My next chorus, you're not there again. You're done here ready for the bacchanal. So we saying we there. All ready? Shh. From the time you hear la courée, from the time you hear la courée, we there, we sing. Cause all you to move along, move along. You to move along, move along. All you to whether overseas or home, is news in your head like home. Though you could vex, you still want hear what's next. Kamala call we a lawless dump. Huh. Since she end up in bed with Donald Trump, a lie. Peace in the region get disturbed. Huh. Since she kick Carrie come to the curb. Listen. Helicopter and shipping we place. They even lock down we own airspace. US invade Venezuela, not for drugs but for oil. When the man bust, when the man bust, what you say? When the man bust, what you gonna do? You either laugh, cry or cuss. I say bust, bust. When the man bust, when the man bust. Bacchanal is a must from the time you hear la courée, we there. From the time you hear la courée, we there. Cause all you to move it, you to all you to. Shh. You wanna hear how Orlando Octave turn UNC slave? How the police putting innocent people in grave? How the panorama budget get shaved? How we have big pitch leg and roads still can't pave? Cause all you to move it on, move it on, move it on, move it on. All you to. From the time you hear la courée, we there. From the time you hear la courée, we there. Give me one more wine. Cause all you to move it on, move it on. Go on, skin up back. I love you. Move it on, 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 move it on.
Really?
Only to move along. To move along as a nation. Only to move along. So, let me say thank you again for joining me on Constructive Talk today. So, I'm expecting a good guest tomorrow. Please God, this guest is going to clear up and make us aware of some things that we need to be aware of. Alright? I can't wait to have him on, because I think that in the midst of all the wine and jam and all the bacchanal going on, there is some serious issues that are happening in Trinidad and Tobago, and I can't wait to have him on to clear up and to make you all aware of some things. What else I wanted to say to you guys? I saw the issue with the Catholic priest It's just me. I somewhat have my concerns about what he spoke about, but he needs to talk up some more. He talks conveniently, right? I said it. He talks conveniently. He don't talk when he really have to talk. This issue with HDC, he need to say something, right? And other matters that are happening in our country, he need to open up his mouth and say something. But that's organized religion for you, and I am not a part of that. So he have his say, and he's making his social. I mean, media is picking it up and dealing with it accordingly. So thank you all very, very much for being with me this evening on Constructive Talk. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Please go ahead. Don't touch it. Well, I could just say don't touch your dial, you know. I'm so accustomed saying that when I ending of my program when I used to be on radio. Have a good one, Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension the world. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Please go ahead. Bye-bye.
The information provided by the speakers and or presenter on Facebook and YouTube is for general informational purposes only. All information is provided in good faith. However, Constructive Talk makes no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, adequacy, validity, reliability, availability, or completeness of this information.
I want to let you know the rehearsal done. We fed up rehearse. Come on, say, move it.